Hello, Mindset Tribe. So today we'll be looking at a topic I like to call turning pain into purpose. Okay, so you need to understand that pain is not the enemy, but wasted pain is. Okay, now pain will either chain you or champion you. But what do you want to do? You want to choose purpose. Okay, now scars, you see, most times we try to hide our scars, okay? But it's important to understand that for every scar that you have in your body, it comes with a story of growth, okay? So if you look at the pain that you have gone through, or you look at the pain that you are going through in, a certain way, okay, you will see that that pain is supposed to give you strength, okay, to grow and become a better person. So we are talking about turning pain into purpose, okay? How to build a life after trauma is what we'll be talking about today. Now, turning pain into purpose is not just a phrase. It is a survival strategy, a healing pathway, and a blueprint for building a meaningful life after trauma. It is the act of, converting the darkest moment in your life, converting it into fuel for growth, impact, and hope. Trauma can either destroy you or redefine you. Many who have walked through fire have come out reshaped, not by denying the flames, but by walking straight through them and refusing to be consumed. Now, let's talk, about or take a look at the story of Charlize Tharon, a global icon, award-winning actress and humanitarian. But behind the glamour and accolade lies a deeply painful history that many don't even know about. I guess you never knew this. Charlize Tharon was born and raised in South Africa during the turbulent apartheid era, but her most haunting trauma came not from politics, but from within the walls of her home. She grew up in a house plagued by alcohol and violence. Her father was an abusive alcoholic who terrorized the family. Then one night when Charlize, was just 15 years old, her life changed forever. Her father came home drunk, aggressive, and armed with a gun. He threatened both Charlize and her mother in what was ultimately ruled as self-defense. Charlize's mother shot and, finished the dad, okay? Imagine the fear, the shock, and the irreversible impact that has on a teenage girl. Now, Charlize, witnessed her mother taking a life in order to save her. She lost her father not in a distant or impersonal way, but right in front of her in the middle of chaos, fear, and survival. That level of trauma doesn't go away. It settles in the fabric of your memory, into your nervous system. For years, she didn't talk about it publicly. The pain was buried deep, and yet from that trauma, she began to build a life that would become a message to millions. Welcome back to the Mindset Mentor podcast with Anderson. Today, we are not just telling stories, we are extracting meaning from them. We are diving into the powerful idea that pain doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be the beginning of something extraordinary. If you have ever gone through something that left you broken, confused, or even numb, stay with me. Let's take this journey together. Mindset Tribe, Charlize Tharon, didn't let that trauma define her limit, okay? Instead, she turned that pain into fuel. She channeled her energy into performing art. First, ballet, then modeling, and eventually acting. When she arrived in Hollywood, she faced rejection and hardship, but she never let go of her discipline or her grit, okay? She became, one of the most respected actresses in the industry. Most importantly, she has used her platform to advocate for women's rights against domestic violence and for victims of trauma. That is what it means to turn pain into purpose. What do you think? Now, let's talk about practical steps you can take if you are trying to rebuild your life after trauma. These 5 steps are not, quick fixes. They are intentional moves that can slowly but surely guide you from pain to purpose. Number 1, mindset tribe. Acknowledge the pain. You cannot heal from what you refuse to confront. You don't need to pretend it didn't happen or suppress it to protect others. Acknowledgement is not weakness, it's strength. Charlize, eventually opened up about her story when she was ready, and it gave others permission to begin their own healing. Write it down, say it loud to someone you trust, or sit with it in silence, but don't deny it. This is your first act of bravery, Number 2, seek professional help. All is safe space to process trauma, changes the brain, It rewires how you see yourself, others, and the world. Therapy helps unpack those beliefs and rebuild healthier perspective about life. Charlize Tharon has spoken about doing the emotional work to process her past. You don't have to do this alone, whether it's therapy, group support, or counseling from a spiritual, ladder. Find a way to process your emotion. Healing thrive in safety. Number 3, find something greater than the pain to live for. This could be a goal, a cause, or even child you are raising. For Charlize, her adopted children and her activism gave her meaning for you. It might be your faith, a creative gift, or desire to help others heal. Pain without purpose leads to despair, but pain with purpose leads to transformation. Ask yourself, what can I do with what happened to me that will create light for someone else? Point number 4, build consistent habit that strengthens your body and mind. Trauma lives in the body. It causes chronic stress, fatigue, and even illness, Movement helps, nutrition helps, sleep helps, meditation helps. Charlize, with her ballad, background, maintain discipline in how she treats her body. You don't need to become a fitness model. Just walk. Just breathe deeply. Every day, hydrate, sleep well. This small act builds the foundation for mental clarity. Now, number 5, and finally, speak your story when you are ready. Your voice matters. You may not be a Hollywood actress, but you have influence within your family, your community, your workspace. Someone is waiting to hear your survival story. When you speak, you not only liberate yourself, but you also give others the courage to believe healing is possible. Charlize's decision to talk about her father's death and her family's trauma gave power to countless victims of domestic violence to, finally seek help. If you have survived trauma, know this: survival is not the end goal. Flourishing is, thriving is, and it's possible. That fact that you are listening to this today means you still have something powerful inside of you that wants to heal, grow, and help others. That's purpose. That is strength. So let Charlize's Tharon's story remind you that no matter how violent or unfair the past has been, your future can be, in order, not rewritten as if it's never happened, but reclaim that the mindset will nurture here. Now, thank you. You are listening to the Mindset Mentor podcast with Anusong. If you are seeing this face for the first time, I am Dr. Anusong Emmanuel Bukish. I love you so much. Whatever you are going through today, know that you have the capacity, you have the power to rebuild your life all over again. If you think this message has brought you any kind of value, kindly subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. If I will not be asking for too much, please share. Thank you so much. Ciao.